We'll never get enough of the wizarding world. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 deleted scenes in Harry Potter. For this list, we'll be looking at our favorite scenes that were cut from the films, as well as extended versions of scenes that did make it into theaters.
Hogwarts, Hogwarts, Hoggy-Woggy Hogwarts, teach us something, whether we be old and bold or young with scabby knees.
Number 10. Sir Cadogan, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Who dares challenge Sir Cadogan? Back, you scurvy braggarts! You roar!
He's back in mass.
What do you expect? After having the fat lady, none of the other pictures would take the job.
We all know that there are paintings that talk and move at Hogwarts, like Gryffindor Tower's Fat Lady, but one of these characters was tragically left on the cutting room floor, despite the levity that he brings to the Prisoner of Azkaban book.
Farewell, comrades. If ever you have need of noble heart and steely sinew, call upon Sir Cadogan.
Sir Cadogan is a valiant knight who replaces the Fat Lady as the guardian of Gryffindor Common Room, and unfortunately decides to let Sirius Black in because he has the passwords.
Certainly, good lady. He had the password. Checkmate. He had the whole week's, in fact, on a little piece of paper.
His daft demeanor and obliviousness would have been a bright point in a movie that's filled with darkness. Plus, this scene also lets us see McGonagall lecture Neville in her PJs.
Is it always going to be you, Longbottom?
I'm afraid so, Mom.
Number 9. Sybill Trelawney listening to Dolores Umbridge's speech, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix.
How lovely to see all your bright, happy faces smiling up at me.
In the Order of the Phoenix, it's an understatement to say that Professor Trelawney and Professor Umbridge do not get along. For instance, in the book, Umbridge terrorizes the seer when the Hogwarts High Inquisitor audits one of her classes. While this scene was filmed, it didn't make the theatrical cut.
Just one more thing, if it isn't too much bother. Could you please predict something for me?
But the focus of this entry is another instance. While Umbridge's treatment of the divination teacher is upsetting, there's a deleted scene that lets us see Trelawney's reaction to her welcome speech before things start to go downhill.
Thank you, Professor Umbridge.
Trelawney eats and drinks and shows how clearly unimpressed she is with the thinly veiled propaganda that Umbridge is trying to spread.
And prune practices that ought to be prohibited.
Number 8. Leglocker Curse, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone.
Look at you, playing with your cards. Pathetic. We've got final exams coming up soon.
I'm ready. Ask me any question.
In the first movie, we get plenty of iconic scenes of Hermione badgering Harry and Ron to study and follow the rules.
Now, if you two don't mind, I'm going to bed before either of you come up with another clever idea to get us killed. Or worse, expelled.
In this scene set in the Great Hall, she lectures them about how they should be studying for their exams rather than playing with cards, when Neville hops in, having suffered from a leglocker curse. In a moment of foreshadowing, Ron tells him he needs to learn to stand up for himself.
You have got to start standing up to people, Neville.
How? I can barely stand at all.
Also, interestingly, this scene shows Harry finding a mention of Nicholas Flamel on a card, like he does in the book, rather than in a book, which is what made it into the final cut.
And his work on alchemy with his partner, Nicholas Flamel.
I knew the name sounded familiar. I read it on the train that day. Follow me.
Number 7 is Harry the Heir, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
I mean to say, if Potter's marked him down as his next victim, it's best to keep a low profile for a while. But why would he want to attack Justin?
The ambiance in the book version of the Chamber of Secrets is a dark one, with Harry feeling isolated from his peers because they believe he's the one opening the Chamber of Secrets. While some of this comes across in the film, this deleted scene lets us in on what the other students are saying about Harry when they think he can't hear them.
And you definitely think Potter's the heir of Slytherin? Hannah, he's a parcel mouth. Everyone knows that's the mark of a dark wizard.
They even speculate that Voldemort knew that Harry had darkness in him, and that's why he tried to kill him in the first place.
Didn't want another Dark Lord competing with him.
Number 6. You need us, Harry. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince.
You're brilliant. You're both brilliant.
Fans of the books will remember that at the end of The Half-Blood Prince, Harry announces that he will not be going back to Hogwarts for his 7th and final year of schooling, but will rather go hunting for Voldemort's Horcruxes.
I'm not coming back, Hermione. I've got to finish whatever Dumbledore started.
While he initially proposes this plan as though he's going to go alone, Ron and Hermione are having none of it, and assure him that they'll go with him.
I don't really think you're going to be able to find all those Horcruxes by yourself, do you? You need us, Harry.
In this deleted scene, we see Hermione telling Harry that he needs them, and Harry responding cheekily that the two of them will have to keep their burgeoning romance under wraps while they're trying to save the world.
When I'm around, keep the snogging to a minimum, please.
Like that's going to happen. Besides, he's barking.
Donnie says the same thing about you.
Number 5. Ron trying to express his feelings. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Many fans were disappointed that Ron and Hermione's first kiss was completely different in the movies than it was in the books. In the books, Hermione finally goes for it after Ron expresses concern about the Hogwarts house elves. But since SPEW isn't in the movies, they went in another direction. Viewers can take solace in this scene that didn't make the cut though. In it, Ron and Hermione are running from Nagini during the Battle of Hogwarts. And Ron tries to use the moment of peril to tell Hermione something, but she insists that he wait for when they're not being chased by a giant snake.
There's something I need to tell you.
I don't want you to say anything that you wouldn't say if you weren't about to be killed by a giant snake. You'll just ruin it.
Another sweet Romini scene deleted from Part 1 of Deathly Hallows is one where they're skipping rocks together.
It's two. It's good.
Number 4. Harry grieving Sirius Black. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. For many Potter fans, Sirius Black's death in the Order of the Phoenix was one of the most shocking and devastating things that J.K. Rowling ever wrote. But in the movie, the producers were clearly short on time by the end of the action, and didn't leave much room for us to see Harry grieving his godfather. This scene is a simple and quiet one, but it shows Ron checking in on Harry and asking if he wants to come to the feast as he's packing his things.
Feast's about to start.
Thanks, Ron. I'm not really in the mood.
You know, I'm not hungry either.
You go on. Really, I'll be okay.
Harry isn't up for it, and when Ron sees Hermione in the common room, he gives her a look that says it all when it comes to how his friend is faring. Number 3. Draco Malfoy throwing Harry his wand. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
You have something of mine. I'd like it back.
Well, what's wrong with the one you have?
This one may come as a bit of a shock, because if you've only seen the movies, this will change your opinion of Draco Malfoy forever. After Voldemort thinks he's killed Harry and brings his body to show the Order and the students of Hogwarts, he's shocked when Harry actually leaps up alive. In a blink and you'll miss it moment though, which is markedly different from the final cut of the film, Malfoy shows his true colors when he runs forward and throws Harry his wand.
Run!
Though it could be considered out of character, it might have been interesting to see a glimmer of redemption for the young Malfoy. Number 2. The Dursleys Departure. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
This isn't just goodbye, boy, is it? This is farewell.
I don't understand. Isn't he coming with us?
Look, we get it. There was a lot going on in the Deathly Hallows, and they couldn't possibly fit everything into the movie. But they did split the story into 2 full-length films, so we're still a bit peeved that this was cut. In this scene, we see Harry saying goodbye to the Dursleys, and it gives us much more insight into both Petunia and Dudley's characters. Petunia reveals what she suffered when Harry's mother was killed by Voldemort, giving us a glimpse at her humanity and feelings.
You didn't just lose a mother that night in Godric's Hollow, you know. I lost a sister.
But perhaps even more notable is Dudley taking the time to say goodbye to Harry, and letting him know that he doesn't think he's a waste of space.
I don't think you're a waste of space.
Thanks.
Grab the tissues.
See you, Big D.
Now, I love the Harry Potter films a lot, but I'm still mad that many redemption arcs were left out of the final cut. The whole point of the series, to borrow Sirius Black's phrase, is we've all got both light and dark inside of us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. Anyway, TED Talk over. There's one scene that I'll never forgive them for taking out. But before we get there, here are some honorable mentions.
He was murdered at Hogwarts. This is a big deal.
Can't be coincidence. Harry's dreams, his scar hurting, the dark mark, his name coming out of the goblet of fire.
A bezoar is a stone taken from the stomach of a goat, and it will save you from most poisons. As for monkshood and wolfbane, they are the same plant, which also goes by the name of aconite. Well, why aren't you all copying this down?
The sky has lost a star. My father used to say that when a child died. Funny how Mr. Darby knew exactly where to find us.
Good for you to get us out of trouble like that. Mind you, we did save her life. Mind you, she might not have needed saving if you hadn't insulted her. What a friend's fool.
It's all right, sir. Don't worry. Really there.
I'm not worried, Harry. I'm with you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Remus, Lupin, and Nymphadora Tonks' reunion. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. J.K. Rowling broke all of our hearts when she killed both Lupin and Tonks during the Battle of Hogwarts. It was a blow we were unprepared for, and we could barely read through our tears when it was revealed. In the movie, there's so much going on that we don't have much time to process their demise.
And Remus, your son.
Others will tell him what his mother and father died for.
If this scene had made the final cut, the entire thing only would have been more devastating, as we see Tonks run to Lupin and hear him tell her she should have stayed home with their son. Seeing this tender moment is almost too much for us to bear.
You shouldn't have! It's Teddy who needs you.
He'll sleep till dawn and snore like his father. It's you that needs me tonight.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.